Hey guys, welcome back. How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. This is going to be a part 2 of my second calibration process of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy on TCL 55P605 television model, which is very impressive for a budget 4K TV, considering it has a full array of local dimming. And I do really want to acknowledge how much the full array of local dimming helps LED TV. I think it's a mandatory. Now I realize this because I have an edge-lit TV. I had an edge-lit TV. I still have edge-lit TV. And I just realized how much it's important and mandatory to have a full array of local dimming on LED television. So having said that, I'm going to go ahead and do a second process of calibration here. A couple of things I changed here. Let me show you. There will be a gameplay here. I'm just shortly want to show you that it is running on HDR10 and it's 4K 60 Hz HDR10. Camera here is not doing it justice, believe me, even though I have my low light turned down a little bit. But trust me, it looks really good. A couple of things I changed here. Obviously, I always leave TV brightness on brighter and HDR mode on bright. Self-explanatory because it is an HDR game, so you do need that peak brightness. Alright, let's move out to this here. It's always the same, obviously. Backlit, contrast, brightness. You have to keep it like this, 150 and 100. This, you don't touch this because this is a local dimming. You want to take the advantage of this. Keep this always on high. A couple of things I changed here. Sharpness, I moved it down to 5. The main reason I moved it down to 5 because I felt that this is a 4K. I mean, it's not the real 4K. It's a, I believe, a dynamic resolution upscale to 4K, but it still looks good when you have sharpness down to, let's say, all the way to 5, and that's what I did. It's hard for me to explain this until you guys see it. When you have your sharpness way too high, because this has a lot of pixels, this is a very good rendering of a game, and you don't want to put too much outline. You know, a lot of people put too much outline on a sharpness, and it looks awful. It's kind of like removing the anti-aliasing. You know, when you turn anti-aliasing and the images are not smooth anymore, they become way too outlined, and you don't want that. You know, that's a no-no. It's just gonna make the picture look garbage. Sorry, but it's just, you don't want to do that. I felt sharpness at 5 here. Remember, I'm experimenting here. I'm trying to find the best. This is my second attempt to work on this, and sharpness at 5 just seems to me at least seems to be a good spot. Color, I went a little bit above the threshold here. I went to 63 because again, this type of content. Remember, I'm calibrating a specific game. In this game, it's all about the nature. It's all about the vibrance of color. So I felt 63 here. It's definitely something that's gonna add a lot of pop of color detail. Now, I didn't go full-blown like 80 or 70 or 78. I went to 63, and even 63 I felt maybe it's too much, but I really don't think so. I think 63, it's just, I think this is like the limit. You shouldn't exceed more than 63, in my opinion, for this game. I think 63, it's really just the proper amount, and I'm going to show you why. So anyway, that's what I have changed. Let's continue through a gameplay here. We're going to do some gameplay here. You've seen me do calibration, so we're going to go do some gameplay here. We're going to do that right now, shall we? Here we go. By the way, you can do this. You can change the facial animations on the photos. It has a photo mode that's much better than the one on the Uncharted 4. Okay, so let's exit. Yeah.
Yes, to defend the honor of his father, Shiva, and got his tusk hacked off for his cousins.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Interesting.
Right on time. Okay, look. 600 apiece. Keep the change.
Hey, wait! Hey! You need the guy.
Oh? And what'll that cost?
It looks really good, man. 63 color. I know it'd be like hard for you guys to see it through the camera here, but trust me, it's not oversaturating. It's just the proper amount. You still see that detail. The only reason I left it at 63 because I really wanted that color to pop. Maybe I can bring the camera closer, like this, or maybe like that, just so you guys can see a little bit better. Hold on. I'm trying to find a good position for you guys to see this. And you can see it like right here, the HDR truly pops, like the peak brightness of the HDR here. Let me get my low light. You guys can see it here. You can see the sun, you can see the detail of the clouds, or I don't know, these like a lower clouds they're moving. And these are the upper clouds, and you see the sun and everything. You see that detail perfectly rendered here. You see the color reflecting of the sunset on this whatever you want to call it, ancient towers that they're built. It really looks good. It really does look good, man. Hold on, let me pause here for a minute. I just want to see something like right here. I want to pause here for a minute. Hold on. Just want to see something. Yeah, I would say 63. For right now, at the moment, 63 seems to be very reasonable. Because remember, I'm trying to squeeze as much pop of the color here as I can, but I don't want to squeeze it to the point where it's oversaturating. Trust me, you guys can try this out. You can leave it at 63. It's not going to be oversaturating. If you go 75 or 80, then you're going to be oversaturating your color. Trust me, this is not being oversaturated. Alright, so let's continue. Okay, where's the little one? It's right there. Hey, look right here. Here's a good example, like of HDR here. You can even see the sun, you know, and you can see overshadowing of the detail from the sun. Even here, you can see overshadowing still has the detail. It's not being oversaturated, and it looks good. It really does. Now, to some of you, you might say, okay, but this is oversaturating. It's not. It's just the peak brightness of the sun that it's making it look that way. But here, if I bring the camera closer, you will see there is no oversaturation here, guys. There is none. This looks as fantastic as it could be. You can even see the clouds in the distance. So the detail, it's present here. So I would say 63. 63, it's a good, in my opinion, a good number of percentage to use for the color. There will be more, don't worry guys, I will do more of calibration of this game. Remember, I'm doing different types of calibrations, trying to find out which one suits this game the best. So that's what I'm doing here. But for right now, this one seems to be working just fine. And color at 5, it's definitely something that I mean, I'm sorry, sharpness at 5. Color is 63. And sharpness at 5 definitely gives that anti-aliasing kind of, anti-aliasing. You know, that word I always have a hard time pronouncing. Anti-aliasing kind of a smoothness to it. If you guys, the best way to explain it, it's smooth, okay? There's no outlines of popping out, and you don't want the outlines in the sharpness popping out. The best thing you want is smoothness, and that's why I use a reference as anti-aliasing. You know, you get that smoothness, and that's why I left the sharpness at 5 and color at 63 here. All right, so let's continue. She wants to take a photo.
Need to be on that truck before it goes.
So, you're finished. How much fun is this?
Not for sale.
Oh, you can look at the phone. That's pretty cool. It's awesome. You can zoom in. Oh, I like this. This is pretty cool, man. So yeah, 63 color percentage, and sharpness 5 here is definitely for this particular game. I'm not saying you should always have your color at 63, but for this particular game, you definitely want to take the advantage a little bit of that color. Not too much, but just a little bit. And that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm not oversaturating anything here. All right, let's follow her. Oh, she wants some more photos? No. Hold on.
Excuse me.
What?
Don't get me wrong. Decent technique on the left. But I'd like my Ganesh back. Please.
Oh, she took her pen? Oh, no, she took something. Oh.
Pay for effort, kid.
An artifact. Yeah, look at right now, man. Just look at the how beautiful that sunset looks here. Just looks amazing. That looks gorgeous, man, with a 63 color and sharpness 5. Of course, brightness 50, contrast 100, and backlit 100 with a full array of local dimming. This, when you have all of this set in place, you're definitely going to just appreciate the HDR the way it was meant to be appreciated in this game. Now, not every game is going to take the advantage of a really good HDR, okay? But here, you definitely see the advantage of that HDR. Like right here. Like definitely right here. You'll see the advantage of that HDR big time. Alright, let's continue. It just looks stunning, man. Again, my camera here is not doing it justice as to how beautiful this looks.
not a tourist.
Hello, lady. Great prices.
We're busy here.
Oh, I've already got what I need. Thanks.
That's hilarious.
Do you like the CIA? Because that would be very cool.
She goes, you work for CIA, that'd be very cool. Alright, let's continue. Now, could I have left the color at 50, 55, 45? Yes, I've done that already. I could have done that. But again, you wouldn't be getting that much of a pop. You wouldn't be getting that nice pop that this HDR wants to give, you know. As a matter of fact, I can show you that demonstration right now, the difference between 63 and 45. Here, let me show you. And everything kind of, I don't know if you guys cannot see this with a camera, trust me, but everything becomes kind of bleaked. You know, it becomes kind of bleaked, and you just don't get that enough pop of color. Okay, look how much of color I'm going to get once I leave it at 63. Here. Here, let's do this really quick. Here. And there you go. Drastic difference right there. And believe me, it's not oversaturated. This camera might be telling you that because of the low light, but once you try this out in person with this same TV, you will see that it looks just the right amount of color that's needed. Okay? That's funny. Alright, let's exit. There we go. Let me move my camera a little bit further up like that and get my low light situated. Alright, let's continue here.
People aren't allowed to cross the bridge. It's too dangerous.
Listen, kid. It's been really fun. You need to make yourself scarce.
I have a spare bed in the store. 300 rupees. Best deal in all the things.
That's funny.
Okay, no thanks. I need to get on this truck.
Bad idea. They're rebels. They hurt people.
Listen. I need to help my friend, okay? Tell you what. When I get back, pizza's on me. Deal?
Deal.
Wait.
Oh, she's so smart, man. She's giving her a chance to jump into the truck.
He was standing over there. I was to the man. I picked it up and he was gone. Wait.
And of course, Claudia Black, that's her. You know, she was in the bunch of TV shows, and one movie you might remember Claudia Black from. It's the opposite Vin Diesel, Pitch Black. Long time ago. It was like 14 years ago, 15 years ago. Yeah. Well, it looks fantastic. You know, what can I tell you? It looks great. So here we are now at a night time. You guys seen this on the E3 show. And now it's a different environment, but even at night here, you get to see that you get to see that it looks very good. I like this use of a cell phone that you can like move around and look at the photos you took and everything. That's kind of cool.
Better than nothing. Here we go. It's just an active war zone.
And here's a great representation of HDR, like right here. Right here, it's perfect, man. Definitely, I don't think I would mess around with the color. I would keep it at 63 here. Definitely 63 adds to the detail. And sharpness at 5. Could you move sharpness to 0? Yes, you could, but honestly, I think 5, it's just the right amount. It's just perfect. And even in the dark areas, it just looks great. Even right here, here's a good example, like right here. Perfect example right there. Here, I like this photo modes because it definitely shows you like just how beautiful HDR look in this game. And it's just a really, this is probably one of the best HDR games I've seen so far. Nothing to take away from Forza Horizon 3. Forza Horizon 3 still holds that title, but this Lost Legacy, so far what I'm seeing, it definitely represents HDR the way it should be represented, you know. It definitely adds to that detail. You can clearly see it here. I mean, even through this camera, you will see that HDR popping out, high dynamic range. The deep dark levels are as natural, and then the white brights are as natural, and the color definitely pops here as well. But the color, you will have to leave it at 63, guys. You could leave it at 50, you could leave it at 45, but it's just not going to look as much, it's not going to have that much pop as when you leave it at 63. Going to 70, it's oversaturating. Going to 80, it's oversaturating. Leaving it at 63 is definitely a good amount for this game. Okay, let's exit this. So this video is going to end pretty soon. I'm going to go a little bit more. I might do a couple more videos of this game. Do some rain levels and some other levels as well, and check some other calibrations. But so far, this is great. Looks, I'm very happy with this so far, what I'm seeing here. It really does look good.